3, 2, 1.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Hi, Faye.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Faye.
Hi, Paranormal Power. Hi, Faye. I don't know who else is on. Hi, Ghostbusters. Paranormal Power. Hi, Faye. I don't know who else is on.
Hi, everyone.
Who is everyone? Andrew's just having a bit of a scene there. So, what have you been doing today, people? It's
yeah,
been
what
really
have you been up to
today? My little boy's 6-year-old sixth birthday, but not been able to do anything. But he did have a good time. I made him a cake, and he had one gift, a remote control car, which he will break eventually. It says nobody. We've got 4 people in. I don't understand that.
Okay.
Faye says, "How is everyone?"
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah,
really good. Faye. Hope you're okay.
Yeah, we've got Craig.
We should be proud of ourselves. At least we're listening to the rules, aren't we, guys?
Yep. Faye said, "Happy birthday to your little boy." Thank you. Thank you. So what's the topic, Mike? You're good at stuff like this.
So you.
I'm not. I'm bloody rubbish.
You are.
Andrew said Big Brother house.
Big Brother house. Yeah. It's like Big Brother.
Hi, Liam.
Hi, Liam. What's everyone's view? What's people's view on reincarnation?
That's really creepy. I've just noticed our tops are very similar.
We always do that, don't we?
We always do that. That's weird. That is. It's the colour. It looks the same, but yeah. That's crazy. I'm just trying to share this out. So let me think of a topic because it's very random. We're always very random.
I'll let you. He's got.
Let me think.
The little one's here. I'll let you do the sharing.
Oh yeah, that's my job. I share everywhere.
Yeah.
Let me just do it on Facebook.
Oh, have you explained to everyone that we will be starting up? We will be selling products soon as well, crystals and different things.
Oh yeah, we will.
I'm going to start getting a little shop opened up where we both are selling different things, crystals and different things like that, aren't we? Hi, Llama.
Hi, Cat. Cat's in.
Hi, Cat.
Big Brother house. Right.
We're in the Big Brother house.
1 minute. Are we still here? Oh, found another location.
Sorry?
I've been offered another location. I can't wait
for this
to be. Yeah, what it is it's a castle, a century castle, but you have to pay to get the actual castle. But yeah. I've been told I can go to the grounds, you know, the outbuildings.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So, it's a good place. It's where I got that apparition. If you want to check the videos out that we put on.
Yeah, please check Joe's videos, guys.
If we can get there, it took us about 3 hours to get to the bloody. Llama said shopware Etsy.
Sorry.
Faye said, "Wow, that's amazing. I'll definitely be buying crystals. I'm doing boring stuff. I'm doing smudges and house cleansing things.
I'm going to start ordering them next week. So I'll be getting batches coming in over the next couple of weeks now. I'll let you know, Faye.
Yeah, Max is doing that. And I'm doing.
Joe's doing her thing. Joe, what are you doing again?
Smudge sticks. Do you know the white smudge sticks and the feathers?
Joe's going to be making like little mojo bags and things like that, aren't you, Joe?
Yeah. Do you know the big shells that you can get? I can't even think of what they call. That's really professional. I've had a really tiring day.
Well, like years ago, they used to use them as ashtrays, them shells.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, I think everyone had one of them shells.
In my head, I just can't. Yeah, the shells and the smudge sticks. Well, they go together as a kit. So.
Yeah, she's sort of going to make a little package together for them.
I don't know what Llama's talking about.
I don't know. I can't see the chat, can I?
He said he's making. I don't understand what he's saying. Andrew, what's Llama?
I'm not sure. I can't see.
He says he knows someone with 12 cats. Bloody hell, one's enough for me.
I've got 2. I've got 2 cats. That's enough for me.
One's enough for me.
Enough for me.
He said, I'm thinking of selling merkins on Etsy, made with cat hair on sellotape. I know someone with 12 cats. And he said very low production costs. It's Bin Bag Mark. Hello, Bin Bag Mark.
Hello, Bin Bag Mark. How are you this evening? Hope you're in good spirit.
Yeah, I'm doing the smudge sticks with the what abalone. Abalone, that's it. I knew it was in my head. The big shells that are like iridescent. Do you know the ones with the hole inside? Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you buy them, Joe?
A wholesaler that I know.
Oh, you know someone that actually does them.
Yeah, I'll tell you all about it later. Hi, Court Ghost Researchers.
Hi, Court Ghost Researchers. How are you doing? Hope you're well.
Liam, I can't actually say what place it is for because it's kind of like sworn to secrecy. But it's not that far away from me, but it's not Codnor. Before everybody starts, it's not Codnor Castle, it's a different one. Do you require a merkin?
I'm not sure, Joe.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Can you explain Drama Llama, please?
I know what it is. No, I don't think I need one. Can't get to the shop to get razors, so I don't need one of them. Sorry, but I'm sure there'll be lots of ladies out there that will go have the whole bald look that will buy them off your llama. So,
oh, cool.
Basically, it's to replace pubic hair, Max.
Oh, right, okay.
But as I said, after this is all over, women are going to be like, yeah. He'll do a lot of business after this. They're going to get a bit razor happy and just the whole lot off.
Yeah.
You can actually sell it on your arms as well. That'd be a good idea.
Well, as soon as this is over, the first place I go to is a hairdresser.
Do you know, like, if anybody wants a bohemian look, go to Drama Llama.
Yeah.
You could get, like, you could dye them colours. You could have, like, blue there and pink there. That'd be an amazing idea. Or for those guys who have a moustache, stick one on. Perfect.
Yeah. We'll get ready for this summer, multicolour and all that. Malarkey. Yeah. Why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Bin Bag Mark might want some.
Ask him.
Yeah. Bin Bag Mark, would you like to buy some merkins from Drama Llama?
From Drama Llama, yeah. Yeah, Mark might like that. It might be his new thing. You never know.
We have a
different,
guest.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, the chat's just gone mad.
Why?
Don't know. They're just all killing each other.
I can't see. I'm going to lift this up a bit. I'm going to wedge this.
They're all killing each other in chat. Yep. They're just all yeah, they're really laying into each other in chat.
Oh, right, so guess what?
He said, do you want tabby, ginger or black?
Who?
basically a Merkins for people that haven't got pubic hair, and you can get them to stick on your bits. And he said he knows somebody with 12 cats, and he can make them with sellotape. That's why I said Bin Bag Mark might like some. And he said, "Do you want ginger or black?" You can have that multicolored, don't you? You can have multicolored on you.
Yeah. Ask Faye, because Faye's very creative, aren't you, Faye?
James
Faye loves colours. Don't you, Faye? She loves colours.
Yeah. Who? James. My James.
Hello, James. How are you? I liked your singing earlier, James. Singing to Jimmy.
Andrew said that. Right, Bin Bag Mark. Merkins are for people that don't have hair in their area, so they buy them to.
So can I just say something at the moment? What has this got to do with paranormal stuff?
I'm not sure. I've got no idea at all.
Okay.
James, I told you if you came in that chat, they would say that. Both of them. Where's me Becky? Right. Let's be serious. Let's not talk about silly stuff. Right. So, what were we talking about earlier? And we really got into it. What was it now? Paranormal oriented, of course. What was it? Was it reincarnation?
Yes.
What? No.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Andrew's just said it. Yeah, Andrew's just said it. He's just read my mind.
No, he said he did say about reincarnation. Yeah, what's people's views on it?
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. And only serious answers.
Because this is a paranormal channel.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be talking about like missing pubic hair or daft stuff like that. Thank you, Ghostbusters.
What did Ghostbusters say?
Well, Andrew's put his view on it. Andrew believes in it.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, Explore with DP. How are you? Yeah, bored to death being in the house. Yeah.
Like everyone else. Yeah, we're all in the same boat, aren't we, guys?
The Ghostbusters, Craig said, I don't know, it's a tough one. Reincarnation. That's supposed to depend on what religion you are, because some religion it's like mandatory to believe in it, I suppose. Yeah. Hi, we have a guest and we're going to keep it serious. Hi, Bob.
Hello, how are you?
Fine. Hi. Sorry, we're having a bit of a manpower thing going on there. Just let him get on with it. I'm trying to yeah. They sort of arguing.
How are you doing over there in your isolation?
Oh, we're doing just fine.
Yeah.
So we're about 30 miles east of Seattle, the little town in North Bend. You may know it as the filming site for Twin Peaks. So that's where we are broadcasting.
Right, yes, I know it, yeah. Used to watch Twin Peaks. Did you, Joe?
I know what it is. I don't think I've ever watched it, but I don't know what it is. So
I have.
Okay. Well, happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Yeah, definitely.
Am I coming through okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, my signal is just really, really awful, and I'm going to get James, my significant other, in the chat to deal with the signal because it is really awful. So, hi, Exploring with DP.
You sound fine, Joe.
No, not. It's pixelated a lot.
No, you sound fine. You sound fine.
Good.
Honestly.
So, what is your role in the paranormal then, Bob?
So my wife and I, we have a company called Hidden Northwest Tours. And so, especially in the Seattle area and the Snoqualmie Valley, where we live, we take people on tours of historic areas and where there are tragic things that have happened, or cursed houses or cursed locations or haunted places. We take people through tours and give them a cultural background We're about educating the public, especially when it comes to also Indigenous. So Native American, there's a lot of Native American teachings and folklore and culture here that still is very active, including paranormal phenomenon. And so we like to educate folks regarding that information. So, yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow.
Cool. And how is that going for you then, Rob? Is it going good? I mean, do you get a lot of...
Feel free to post anything you like on my page or our I don't say fan pages, our page where people like what we do. You can post any links, your book, anything you want on those pages. I think I did send them you earlier. Feel free to tell everybody about.
Do you want to sort of explain what things we do, Joe? I mean, it's not just you doing invest. You also do house cleansings and.
Mags is more. We both mediums, but Mags does card readings and psychic mediumship readings. I do house cleansings. You know, I deal with hauntings, basically things like that. You know, it's pretty simple, to be honest, isn't it? Mags does cards and I do houses.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
That's
if you want to advertise your book, feel free. Tell everybody about your book.
Oh yeah. Okay. So basically, our family's been in this area for a long time, and since the 1800s, and so we have a long history in the Seattle area. So a lot of the information in our book has to do with the collective history of this area, including paranormal. So including Bigfoot, UFO sightings. I grew up with family members who had experiences, or they would tell stories. My grandparents, my aunts and uncles, a lot of it oral histories. And so all of that information we put into a book called The Odd Man Up. And this is like the secret history of the area where we live. These are things that you don't find in the museums. These are stories that are obscure. These are things that people don't like to talk about. When you talk about house cleansings, it seems to me where someone takes their own life, and then another person, maybe a couple years later, dies tragically in the same house. And then you find that, 3 years later, someone else passes away. That kind of opens the doorway, and you probably understand that, where the more this happens, the more it opens that doorway. And, I think what your job is to kind of shut that door for the people that live in that space, try to mute that phenomenon, because it'll take off. And that's the same thing that happens here in the Seattle area, especially with, when you're talking about burial grounds where there are ancient graves. In this area, we have ancient graves, very old, and you'll have, phenomenon that happens there as well. And sometimes people live on a site in their house and they don't realize it, And so, we investigate and try to help people however we can. And so our book, The Odd Man Up, is about our adventures, my wife Laura and I, and it's on Amazon, Kindle. It's just a Kindle ebook right now. But it's a lot of fun writing it.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
That was actually one of my ideas. I don't think I've got the attention span to actually sit down and write.
The amount of people that's asked me that I should, advise me that I should write a book on my experiences and things like that over the years,
I'd love to hear a story. Would you like to tell a story, just like one of your experiences, like dealing with an entity or something?
I've got good stories to tell. Quite a few. And you have, Joe, haven't you?
I've got hundreds. Just give me 1 second. My son is really distressed. He's teething at the minute. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, no problem.
Right. I actually. Oh gosh, I got cut off. Oh well. Oh, flip.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm back. He's teething at the minute, so wow, we have new people in. I didn't even notice. Sorry, everybody. Ghostbusters UK says I'll be back in a second. Guys, switching over to mobile as on PC at the moment. Emerald Isle says I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm not saying they don't exist. I just haven't seen one until Emerald Isle sees one. They're not going to believe. Let me just find Mags, because Mags is... Oh, I know what the problem is. Mags's phone is very temperamental. It tends to go off. Craig, would you like to join us as well? If anyone wants to join us, let us know. So what is your actual take on Bigfoot then? Because I was going to ask you this initially.
Okay. Sure, yeah. So Bigfoot, in the native language here, you say Saskets. That's the original name, Saskets. That's where we get Sasquatch. And from what I understand, and I can tell you a few stories, I'll try to make them brief. From what I understand, the world of Saskets is like another dimension. So in the traditional beliefs here in the Pacific Northwest, folks here believe in another world. And this goes back thousands of years. And people believe that when Saskets shows himself or herself, that there's a message, there is usually a message. And when innocence is in danger, so when women and children or someone is in danger, oftentimes this supernatural being will show itself as a message, as a warning. And so very interestingly, you've heard of Ted Bundy, you've heard of the Green River Killer. We have serial killers in the Pacific Northwest, of course. Well, my wife and I, we have mapped out certain manifestations with activity, serial killer activity at the same time, in the same area and the same time period. That's one of the interesting revelations. So these beings are showing themselves during a time when serial killer activity is going on nearby in this area. So that's one of the most interesting things I can share with you. Does that make sense? Do you hear what I'm saying?
Kind of, yeah. Kind of.
Like a guardian figure. So for the people here, it's a guardian. It's a messenger.
So you're actually in the same area Ted Bundy was?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah. So within what, 5-minute drive, downtown North Bend, he was active. He drove through this entire area. He was scouting for women. The Green River Killer dump site is about 5 minutes away, and it happens to be a place where many people have seen Bigfoot or Sasquatch around the same time. A body dump site, near the body dump site. So
is that, I know this sounds kind of morbid, but is that because is it like a guardian, or is it because they're deadness around? How can I explain it?
Okay,
are they attracted to the fact that bodies have been buried? I know it sounds really, really morbid, but does that attract them?
Yeah, I can explain this. So my wife's tribe, for instance, she is Dene, and in her tribal culture, it's the same thing. So this being, they call it the Nahani, up where she's from, will show itself as a warning. And they say that in ancient times, the Nahani, or Saskets down here, made an agreement with the human beings in this world to protect and to warn and look out for each other. So whenever there is violence, danger against women or children, this being will show up. And a lot of people don't understand that. They'll see this creature, they'll report it. But meanwhile, last week or the day before, there was some kind of activity in that same area. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So it's kind of like a banshee, but obviously doing a different job. Do you know what I mean? Because a banshee collects, tell us more about that, just before somebody dies. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I would say, that's funny. I've never actually put that together. It's pretty cool. Yeah, tell us more about that. That's interesting to me. I'd like to hear more about the banshee.
Irish folklore that certain families have a banshee curse attached to their family, and before somebody in that family dies, you hear the banshee crying and wailing. It's like that. It's and it's still put in practice now. Nowadays, it's still a thing. People still say that they hear this, but it's only certain families. I don't understand why it's only certain families, but yeah, it's definitely still a thing in Ireland. I'm just trying to get Mags back on. Her phone's gone out of charge. Yeah, it's an old Irish folklore, and people still swear by it. Really, they do.
Well, that's interesting It's interesting that you said certain families are connected to it, because that's similar to here. Certain tribal families have a connection to this other dimension. And you mentioned crying and wailing. That's very interesting because a lot of times people will hear a manifestation of what they call stick people. That's another slang for Bigfoot. And they'll hear crying or wailing in midair. They almost hear the same kind of thing that you're talking about with the banshee. But that's very interesting. I've never even put that together.
It is strange. It is a thought. One sec. My laptop goes out of charge. I'm going to really lose my temper with it. So have you ever actually seen a ghost, or what you thought was a ghost? Or
absolutely. Yeah, and in fact, if I move my body, there's a spot behind my back where we saw an apparition. And I can show you right now. So like if I go like this, so you see this area right here?
Yeah.
Right here. So back, this was probably 6 years ago. This was witnessed by multiple members of our family here, my wife, our daughter, and myself. But we saw a woman, look like a woman, and she was all dark, all black, and she had not 2 arms, she had 4 arms. I know this sounds crazy, but just bear with me here.
It doesn't sound crazy at all.
And she was standing right here. And I remember on her chest, there were galaxies. You could see galaxies and stars.
All right.
And her arms, there were 4 arms. And so she was standing right here. And then 1 arm would lift, or 2 arms would lift on this side, and then 2 arms would lift on that side. And then back and forth. And so she appeared in this room, but she also appeared in the bedroom. And so we know what it was, and we can tell you what it was if you want to know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So have you ever heard of the Hmong people? The HMONG, refugees from Laos and Cambodia. The Hmong. They are an Asian tribe. They're Southeast Asian people.
Okay.
And at the time, we had a flower stand out in front of our house. We had people selling flowers, and they said that this figure was a guardian angel from their culture, from the Hmong, and they were here on the property, the Hmong people. So they're a Southeast Asian hill tribe, and they're refugees here in the Puget Sound area in Seattle. Are you following what I mean?
I am, yeah,
so
definitely.
Far?
Yeah, I am, yeah. I'm just
like
listening. So, have you seen the video on my channel of the full-bodied apparition I got at a very, very ancient castle?
I haven't. I saw the link to it. I didn't watch it yet, though. I plan to watch that.
I think it deserves a lot more credit than it got, to be honest. There was four of us seasoned investigators. I've been doing this 23 years now, and the other guys around 20 years. And there was just 4 of us in this building that's connected to this place. And we were sat by the door. I could hear something and sense something behind me. And on the video, I keep turning around. The other guys were stood right in the corners. And something goes past me. It looks like a mist. And it goes around the corner, but the corner is actually a 10, 11-foot drop. It's the top of the stairs. And this figure goes around and turns a corner, and he's at the top. If it was a real human, it would have fallen 10 foot. Do you know what I mean? And it comes back around the corner. It puts its head around the corner. You can see facial features. It walks into the room, reaches its arm forward and puts its hand. You can see fingers on my friend's head. It is the best apparition video I have ever seen. I didn't actually notice I had caught it till about 3 weeks later, because we had a locked off camera in the corner and it was on for a good hour, and I hadn't checked the footage. I completely forgot to check the footage. And one day I thought, people are asking for videos, I'll check through the footage, see if we've actually got anything. And as I'm scanning through this video, I pressed play and I'm looking through and I thought, that's got to be my imagination. So I got that part, slowed it down, and it is so clear. It's a woman, you can see her face, in a long dress. You have got to see this video. It's unbelievable. It actually puts its hand on my friend's head. And the story is that a woman was pushed down the stairs just about to give birth. She was hugely pregnant, and she died, obviously falling down the stairs. And her husband that pushed her had killed her 6-year-old by, a pressure washer, putting a pressure washer down her throat and obviously choking her to death himself on the side of the building. But you've got to see this video. It should have had more views because it is one of the best videos I've ever seen. And it even shocked me after 23 years of doing this. It still shocks me. It's really, it's amazing. For anybody that hasn't seen it, it is, I'm just trying to think go and look on my channel, and I'm just trying to think what number video it is. If I can remember what number video it is, I'll actually put the link in if you want me to. It is.
Sure.
It is really. Let me just find it.
Now, when you were on site, and was there a moment where when the hand was placed on, you said on your friend's head, did he sense that at the time or not? Was it?
No.
Did he have no idea?
No, he didn't have any idea. But the thing, I sensed it behind me. On the video, you can see me turning around and looking behind me. I could sense something behind me. And also, my other friend had a heat sensor camera. I don't know the proper. I'm supposed to be a professional, but I don't really use equipment. I use an EVP recorder and a night shot camcorder. I'm not into all this like SLS stuff and things like that. But he did have what do you call it? Like a heat-seeking camera. It shows up cold spots and hot spots. And he took several pictures with me, and you can see this figure stood behind me 5 minutes before it actually appeared on camera. Yeah, I've just put the link in the chat if you want to have a look.
Oh, cool. Sure, yeah.
It's unbelievable. I have seen so many things. I have seen these kind of things with my own eyes, but I have never captured them on film ever. And the team that was in before me actually saw this thing. Didn't actually catch it. I didn't expect to get anything. We've got a few good EVPs and things, and the atmosphere was amazing, but this is, yeah, that's it, Liam, a thermal imaging camera. I don't know, I've never owned one. They're about $4,000. I've never owned one of them.
Sure.
So yeah, it's but as I said, these were seasoned investigators, not like some others that you take and they scream the whole night and they jump at their own shadows. We were seasoned investigators, and yeah. When you get 2 minutes, go and look at that video. I've never seen anything like it before on film.
Okay, I definitely will, and I'll definitely promote it. I'll spread it around and show some of our other friends in the area too the video, because I think that's amazing. So you're in is it, what part of the world are you? You're in Nottingham or near there? Is that right?
Derbyshire.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I've never been to UK. I've been to the Ukraine, but I've never been to anywhere in that area. But just Eastern Europe. So.
I would love to go to America. It's one of my goals. I always feel connected to America. I don't know why. Possibly a past life. I always feel connected to America. So I do have a friend in India who's said that I can stay there. It's just getting over there. That's the problem. So.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
I do
Well, I
have
think
another friend.
spirits are the same all over the world. I believe there's just different names for the same phenomenon. Just like we were talking about, Bigfoot and the Banshee. I think there are different names for the same thing. And I think wherever human beings are, we're all the same. We're all on the same planet, and we all deal with the same afterlife. So there's just different languages and different incarnations, cultural forms for the same thing. So that's what I believe. Orbs of light are all the same all over the world. We have orbs of light here that you'd see on the mountains, just like you see in the UK. I've seen it on Salisbury Plain near Stonehenge. They have orbs of light and all that. We have that here too, especially in ancient burial sites and whatnot. So, yeah.
So what's your view on demons?
What's my view on demons?
Do you believe that Ted Bundy, if he didn't cross over, is now a demon? My view on demons is, if you were an arsehole in life, you're going to be an arsehole in death. That's basically how I see it. If Ted Bundy is a spirit, he's not going to be a very nice spirit. He's not going to suddenly be like angelic, white light. You know what I mean? He's not. I don't see demons as pitchfork, red horns. I don't see it like that. Not like on Insidious. I see them as just nasty spirits. That makes sense. I don't know. What
do I think about that? Okay. So my thoughts are, especially in regards to Ted Bundy, and we are always, like I said, we're within close proximity to many of the areas where he not only he worked, he lived, especially his childhood home in Tacoma. There are reports that his childhood home in Tacoma is cursed. So contractors who work there will have phenomenon in the basement. They've seen words being written in the dust in the basement windows. Help me, help me, help me. Stuff like that. All kinds of unexplained poltergeist phenomenon in Ted Bundy's house. And it is kind of well known in the Pacific Northwest. It's becoming more known that places where he lived, there is demonic energy or demonic phenomenon. And High Point Way, there used to be a cabin where he disposed of 2 women. And Issaquah is just kind of a fun name. It's Issaquah is just 15 minutes from here. But I could tell you story after story about where Ted Bundy worked and lived and maybe picked up a woman and phenomenon. And so I believe that demons are hungry spirits. So if you look at it in the indigenous way, you have a spirit that is hungry. So like, think about if you took a wild animal and you put it in a cage out in the woods. Let's say it was a bear. Let's just pretend that you take a bear and you put it way out in the woods, and you don't feed that bear for a long time, and you keep that animal in a cage. And then one day you open the cage and you invite that bear to dinner at your house. That's what a demon is.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah. It does, yeah. That's what
It's a hungry spirit.
I've dealt with them in the past. Yeah, they call it nothing but trouble, I'm afraid. I'm still trying. I do apologise. Mags is. I have no idea where Mags has gone.
Maybe I scared her. I don't know. No.
She's having a lot of trouble with her phone at the minute. As I said, I am very into criminal psychology. Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson, just things like that. I know it's kind of morbid, and people in the chat are going to say that it's wrong. I do get a lot of trouble for what I am actually into. I collect Victorian post-mortem photographs, and I get a lot of trouble for doing that as well. But it's an interest. I mean, it's I find it fascinating. I mean, I like to get into these people's heads. Obviously, not copy what they did, but I like to try and understand them. I can't, obviously, but yeah. Somebody said, is the paranormal stronger in the US than the UK?
I would say no. I think, like I said, anywhere where human beings have lived, we all have ancient tribal history. In Europe or Native America or wherever there is human history, there is paranormal. And I think it's equal all over the earth. Yeah. I don't think it's stronger in the USA.
I think the UK
it may be stronger in areas of violence. Yeah.
I was actually going to get a friend on that's done an investigation at Waverly Hills. He said he walked into the place really tough, willing to take on anything. He did a Zach Bagans, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And he came out crying. He said it was that bad. I would love to go there. Absolutely love that dream. You ask anybody that knows me, where would Joe love to go? Now, most people will say the Seychelles, Barbados. They'd love to go to like somewhere really exotic. I'd like to go and sit in Waverly Hills overnight with a camera and an EVP recorder. That would be a dream. Crazy, isn't it? Really, that is my number one location. I would love to go. So, somebody said Dennis Nilsson, Killing for Company, was a great read.
Oh, okay.
And the Ghostbusters UK said, thank you, Bob, for answering that question. Somebody else said, Bundy was a clever man, but one evil man. Yeah, he was a bit of a narcissist. Very narcissistic. James, don't come in on live. Sorry. So, what is your... Do you use equipment when you go investigating? What's your favorite bit of equipment?
Well, as far as equipment, if we ever use equipment, we use a digital recorder and we pick up EVPs sometimes and that kind of thing. But as far as anything high tech, no, not really. Like I said, we've been involved more on the, I guess, lo-fi end of things. So what I'm talking about is ceremonies that have been practiced here for thousands of years. In this house, we've had Native American people from many different tribes, and so we've participated in different ceremonies. And a lot of these during these events, we've seen paranormal things. One of the ceremonies is called burning, and it involves creating a fire, which becomes a portal to the other side, the other world, the world where Saskets live. And we've had that ceremony here twice. And during those times, we've had phantom birds fly through the house. We've had all kinds of unusual things happening here. So there, as far as documented proof, that's one thing that we haven't really felt inclined to have to prove ourselves. So in a way, I guess when you're working within some kind of a tradition or ceremonial mindset, you're content knowing that it's real. What you're seeing is real. I have no doubt in my mind what I've seen is real. But I don't feel, it's kind of a cultural thing that I don't feel like I have to prove it. But I mean, if I had a video, I'd show. I do have one video actually that's kind of interesting that I could share with you guys later if you're interested. You want to hear about it? It's pretty cool. Okay, so right behind my back, there's a mountain. It's called Mount Si. And we're talking about orbs of light. So occasionally people will see lights on the mountain. So last year in broad daylight, I saw a light, a white object on the mountain. And I thought it was a mountain goat at first. And I called my son and I said, grab your camera. You know, he grabbed his digital camera. He ran out to the back porch and he zoomed in on the side of the mountain. And when we played the tape back, the object, which appeared to look like a goat at first, it elongated and turned into almost this UFO shaped object. Very, very mysterious. We've got it on tape. And when I talked to local folks around here, they called it a shapeshifter. I guess that would be the best way to describe it, you know, to European, within a European cultural context. But a shapeshifter, this thing elongated and turned into a T object and had glowing lights on it. And I don't know any mountain goats that have fur made of metal or that shine in the daylight. So this is a very strange video, but it gives testimony to the guardians on the mountain behind us. And that is an ancient site. And maybe before I go, I can give you guys a view of the mountain right out the back door. You can just kind of see it's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me just, before I go or whatever,
The video, I got my 60, well, she was 15. My 15-year-old daughter, she's now 16. She is a medium, regardless of how many people in the chat say mediums don't exist. It has been in my family from as far back as we can get. It skipped a generation. It went from my great grandmother, didn't hit my mum, and got me and my daughter. And she was on FaceTime to one of her friends, stood at the top of the stairs, and the door opens. Now, my grandmother was downstairs in a hospital bed, dying. She was on syringe-driven morphine, and we didn't want anybody else in the house, so I know it was just her. She had no friends in the house. She stood at the top of the stairs, and the door opens, the bedroom door opens. Now, I went and checked this door. The windows weren't open. We can't have the upstairs window open because we have got a dog that loves to play Superman. He will gladly jump out the window. He's an idiot. He will jump, and it's about a 15-foot drop, and this dog is insane. So we don't have the windows open, so it wasn't a draft. And she stood there with the phone, and there's an object. It's like, can I describe it? Let me think if there's anything similar. No, it's like a Tupperware pot, square, and it's on the bookcase, and it was, from what I can see on the video, it was about three inches back, and it had a bottle of e-liquid about this size in front of it. And she stood filming, and she says, "Is there anybody here?" Because she rang me and said, "Mum, what do I do?" And me, being a ghost hunter, said, "Ask and film. Don't you dare come down those stairs," because she's next door with my mother. "Don't you dare come down them stairs until you've asked that spirit to do something." So she's there with a camera, and she says, "If there's anybody here, give me a sign." And this thing flies off, hits the wall, and she goes, "Ugh." And I've tried to debunk it. I can't debunk it. This thing is quite heavy, this Tupperware thing, and it had the e-liquid in front of it. I checked for water that could if it was water, it had gone slowly. It flies off. I checked for it sounds silly. I checked for everything. I checked for mice. I don't know how this little mouse is going to crawl across the top of the thing, kick it off, and then suddenly disappear. I went up there and I tried everything to debunk it. Now, I think this is another subject. I think because my grandmother was so close to death, she died 2 days later. I think when people are ready to die, the activity gets more. Do you believe this? Or because they
absolutely.
are close? I think that's why all the activity was happening, because she was literally at death's door downstairs. As I said, she died 2 days later, and that footage is on my channel, and nobody seems to watch these videos, and it's genuine paranormal activity. You see these videos and they are so fake, and people are like, wow. But when you actually give them real paranormal activity, they're not bothered. You know what I mean? Go on. Sorry.
I can relate. I can totally relate. And like, people are looking for ghosts, and when you give them a real experience, in my case, you give them a real experience, and they're like, they don't know what to do with it. But you're like, you wanted the real experience, And I'm going to follow up what you were saying about when people are close to death. Okay, so in the other room over here, my grandmother, on her deathbed, she was on her deathbed back in 1998. Now, her son, my Uncle Bob, he died tragically in an accident coming down the mountain. And that was in 1973. And my grandparents, I grew up with my grandparents grieving the loss of their son for my entire life. I remember, them dealing with that grief. Now, when she was on her deathbed, I was here. I was with my grandmother, and my family, we all looked up, and in the doorway, we saw my Uncle Bob, and he was standing there just for a split second. We saw him, and he was coming in the doorway. And I think that's beautiful. And I think he was inviting her, welcoming her to the other side. And she passed away a few hours after that. And I think that's so beautiful. Her son was meeting her on the other side, and he came through the bedroom door. This is the bedroom I sleep in every night. My wife and I sleep in that room. And so I absolutely believe you when you say that. Yep.
I've just had a question for you. If you could investigate any famous place, where would it be?
Famous place? Well, You know, in Los Angeles, you know that that hotel where that woman, where she was found in the water tank on the roof.
Yeah.
That famous story. My wife and I, we did stop there once, and we went into the lobby, and we did see the elevator, but the staff there, they won't let anybody walk around the building. So that building in particular, I would be very interested in investigating, because there is so much to it. And I'm trying to remember the name of that hotel, but you know what I'm talking about, where that woman was found in the water tank. Yeah, yeah.
The one that
I think that's where I'd like to set up.
In the elevator, as you call it, in the lift, she was acting crazy, like somebody was chasing her, and she kept looking in and looking out, and they found her on the roof of the water tank, and she nobody knows how she got up there, because there's an alarm on the door, because obviously it's on the roof, and if she would have pressed that door, the alarm would have gone off, and nothing, you know, that is crazy. It's crazy. Somebody said,
I'd love to talk to some of the residents there.
I sat in my shed 24 hours later after losing my dog Max, and as soon as I turned, I got what sounds like a dog whining. Yeah, animals. Liam brought up animals. What do you think of spirits of animals?
Oh, I believe that. We had 2 cats when my kids were little. They had 2 cats. They had an orange fluffy cat and a black cat. And during the day, and they used to sleep together at night. They were so sweet. And during the day, one of the cats got run over by a car out in front of our house. And we were devastated, and it was awful. But we went to sleep that night, and the black cat laid down where it normally lays down. And then we all saw the shadow of the other cat come through the wall and lay down next to the other cat, and then it just vanished.
I do believe that, yeah.
I believe it, absolutely. So they were buddies, and it appeared one last time and laid down next to his brother or sister or whatever. Yeah. So I do believe in ghosts of pets and animals for sure.
I think we might have to wrap it up in a minute, because I can't get Mags back on. So okay. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, and thank you everybody that joined. Thank you so much, Bob. If you ever want to be a guest again, I will try. I have got about 300 books on ghosts. Look, I'm up there. Wait a minute. There, that's a few of them. Yeah. Okay. And what I will do, I will try and find some interesting questions, because I usually get stuck. Mags is the best one. Mags just thinks she's a bit more spontaneous than me. So what I will do is I will. Everybody says Ghostbusters said thank you, Bob. Paranormal Power said thank you. Shane said thanks, Bob. And John Spike Explores loved the stream. Thank you, John. Sorry I didn't say hello. I was fascinated by what Bob was saying. So yeah, if you ever want to join us again, and if you want to post anything you like on my pages, on my Facebook wall, on my investigating page, and if you send me the links, I will put them on my official website as well on the main page. So if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much for having me on, and yeah, really appreciated it. A lot of fun. Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy Easter. Have a good one.
Same to you as well. Speak soon.
Yep.
Well, everybody, I felt like a complete tit then, because I couldn't think of things to ask him. So if anybody hasn't subbed to my channel, please do. And now my daughter comes in. This is my daughter in the chat. If anybody hasn't subbed, please sub. Go and look at my videos. Please like the video if you did. If you didn't, dislike it. It don't make any difference to me. Yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock, because Mags has ordered a new phone charger. I have been telling her for weeks to do this. The reason Mags left is because her phone is rubbish. Well, the charger's rubbish. So I'll be back with Mags fully charged. No, Mags won't be fully charged. The phone will be. I'll be back tomorrow with more questions. If any of you guys want to come on with us, just let us know. The link will be on Facebook, or I can send it you on your messenger. I will also. Hi, Andrew. David. I keep getting everybody's name wrong today. David, I will ring you in a minute. and see if we can find Mags. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and happy Easter, and see you tomorrow.